Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Salute to everybody for tuning in and rocking with us. This conversation was between myself, Bar Broad, and my man Phil Forde. This conversation actually happened a few days ago, but Memorial Day weekend, I couldn't get it out there. I was busy, and I just want everybody to know this conversation came out before the Daylight and Cortez battle. Subscribe. It don't cost you anything, so do me a favor. I don't care if you got chocolate on your fingers. I don't care if you got barbecue sauce on your fingers. I don't care if you got your baby mama juices on your fingers. Whatever it is, just wipe it off on them pants you got. Great chances they're dirty anyway, and you ironed over them chicken stains anyway. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button and rock with us, man. We got regular podcast episodes right here on YouTube, on SoundCloud, and on iTunes. But here on YouTube, we have a few extra clips from other parts of the conversations that we have as far as battle rap or anything else. We also got skits. So just keep in mind, this conversation happened before the battle that was just released. Alright, so check it out. Let us know what you think. We're going to talk about today, this is one of my, I don't really want to say favorite battle rappers because I don't really think he's one of my favorites, but he's someone who I feel gets overlooked, doesn't get the respect, and we're talking about Cortez out of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I think Cortez, first off, when I hear people speak about Mook, Math, Lux, Goods, all these guys, Arsenal, and how they're pretty much from the beginning of the footage, people getting footage of battle rap, barbershops, etc. I just feel like, how can you mention those names, the Serious Jones and them, and not mention Cortez?
Exactly.
I feel like he's one of the people who are forgotten, and I hear different people say different things on why they see that way. People talk about the whole vote thing situation. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, he's had about 3 battles that never came out, never saw the light of day. The leagues, I believe, all of them might have been on URL that it all got voted. And the issue was either there was audio problems. I heard one situation, the person he battled really sucked that day. And then the other situation I heard was because the people he was with and the people Tech 9 was with was about to get into a fight on the stage, so they just voted the whole thing. So with that said, I just feel like Cortez, for multiple reasons, doesn't get the respect that he deserves, and I just wanted your opinion on that.
Everything you said, totally 100% agree. You know, you have a lot of people that I call them, they new fans. They new fans to this. The old fans know better. The old fans that came in with the golden era when the reemergence of URL, after, you know what I'm saying, your Smack DVD battles with your Mooch J Mills, and after your Lions Den, you know what I'm saying, and your Fight Club. I'm talking about people that came in when URL reemerged, when they had the very first battle uploaded on YouTube. You know what I'm saying, which was Big T and Deacon Frost. That was the very first Smack battle, URL battle, you know what I'm saying? That and the Math Harper and Rex, the first time they went at it. Now, Cortez, I'm an advocate I love Cortez. Cortez, that's my people. Cortez is somebody that does not, like you said, does not get the respect that he deserves. They mention all these names, and Cortez is in that mix heavy. He's battled, you know what I'm saying, his resume is solid. He gives 100% when he battles. I don't know what the problem is. You understand what I'm saying? Even before the vaulting incidences. And his battles was vaulted not because of him. It's because of issues with, you know, everything else but him. You understand what I'm saying? The Young Ill battle was vaulted because Young Ill wasn't no way, you know what I'm saying? Cortez agreed to even have that footage put in the vault. He didn't want that to come out because they said that was bad. How he did him. That was bad.
I heard it was horrible top to bottom. Like, and what makes it crazy was how people went in on Cortez about that whole battle with Ill being voted. But now, when you look at, and I'm not saying that this is why it happened, but if you look at Young Ill's current behavior in the last 2 years or so, it makes me think, like, hey, how many of y'all gonna go back now and see that maybe that shit being voted was due to what we're seeing now from Ill?
Right. Yeah, well, me knowing what it is that I know, Cortez supposedly agreed to not put the footage out. You understand what I'm saying? Because of, of the compassion that he had for his fellow battler. Like, yo, this is bad. I'm not putting it, I don't want that to come out. And that's salute to him. You understand what I'm saying? When people don't know the insides or the story that's going on, they take their assumptions and they run a marathon with it. And you are absolutely correct when you say, as far as the behavior that's being projected now has a lot to do with it. But just on the strength of, he could have been on some shit and been like, drop that footage. I don't care if it's 2 rounds only.
Yeah.
I want that. I did him dirty. You know what I'm saying? I want that out there. But he didn't. He was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I fuck with, nah, don't even put that out there. You understand what I'm saying? And that's something that needs to be saluted. At the end of the day, we only know from what we told. It may be sometimes we may know a little bit of going behind, what's going on. But at the end of the day, the man has a solid resume and he got bodies. I don't know what it is, Jay, that has these people. It's a lot of preference shit happening. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand niggas who use that word or that they use that preference instead of just, giving a nigga their credit.
All right, Phil, it's on you.
Yeah, there was a time when I was first getting into watching battles. I think I caught a battle between Real Deal and Cortez, and Real Deal clowned the shit out of him, and like I hadn't formed a lot of opinions about many of the battle rappers at that time, but the way Real Deal just kind of mocked him and clowned him, I thought, this Cortez guy is like, he's not much. But slowly over time, I started to kind of really develop an appreciation for him. And especially there was a time there a couple years ago where his resume, his bookings and his battle list was among the best in the game, like in steady battles, steady great performances, and his grind was fucking like amazing, and I really started to really even get more of an appreciation for his performance. Just a great performer, a great writer, and a guy that just, he brings it like all the time. Like I went back the other day, we were talking when we were talking about doing this. I went back and I watched his battle against B-Dot out in the bunker on KOTD, because that was one of his more recent battles, and B-Dot let off. He went top 1, and he had a fire first round, and I'm like, holy fuck, like what's Cortez gonna say to rebut this? And Cortez just fucking had a fire first round himself, and probably took the first round and maybe the battle. Like it takes a seasoned battle rapper to sit there in a hostile environment, because B-Dot was at home in that one out in Cali. I'm pretty sure it was out there, and to take a fire first round in your face, and to come with your own shit, your own material, and just rebut it and then some. It takes a very seasoned veteran battle rapper to do that, and that's what Court is. He's in his resume. You look at the names on that resume, man. He's battled pretty much anybody that's anybody. So yeah, you're right. He's very underrated. I think maybe one of the reasons he might be is because sometimes you look at a battle rapper, and I always kind of look at the toughness aspect of the person. Like there's guys that you look at and you think this guy's tough. Like he's like Matt, for example, or there's a lot of guys, Cal, like guys that Pat Stay, guys you wouldn't want to fuck with. And the fact that Court, I think back in the day he had his chain snatched or something. A big deal was made out of that, and his street cred might not be as solidified as some of the others. And maybe people just don't. When he spits his stuff, which is hard, they don't believe it as much. Maybe, I don't know. But what he spits is fire, man. The guy's a fucking great writer, and he might be a badass in the streets too. I don't know, but fuck, he's definitely a great battle rapper, man. No doubt about it.
Yeah, as far as that whole situation that happened with his chain, you could also say the street cred might have been what got him that chain back. And,
right.
And then the other thing that gets lost, what everybody's talking about, is two things. Number one, you actually got to be around in the streets in order for someone to even get the opportunity to rob you, especially out here in New York. Out here in New York, that's a regular occurring thing. And then the other part of the whole situation was like, oh, even if that did happen, if you are really in the streets, and I don't give a fuck where you from, you know that shit can happen to anybody. All it takes is that one blink of an eye, and you get caught slipping. You know? And,
absolutely.
The problem also is with other people questioning street credibility when it comes to people getting robbed, is that these have to be people who aren't in the streets themselves.
Exactly.
Because if you are, like I was for many years, you know, like I've known some of the toughest of the tough that just got caught slipping. You know, me myself, especially in jail, I got caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? And shit happens. So for me, it's always one of those things. Well, then again, I'm a different kind of dude. I don't just jump at the headline. I kind of wait to see how shit comes out first before I state an opinion. And I just feel like there was so many people after that want to bash him over that. And it was like, hey, you know what? If you bash him for that, then you know how many of these damn battle rappers you got to go through who get punked at events, who get punked in their neighborhoods, who are speaking about a lifestyle they never lived, things of this nature. And it's like, okay, how much you gonna take away from them? Like,
yeah, exactly.
If you think about that whole incident that happened with Danger Zone and another battle rapper, where allegedly he got pistol whipped. You got to think about this. You know how many people sat there after that and said, "Hey, but Danger Zone isn't really a street guy." So you're gonna give him a pass over that? When you're talking about Cortez's situation, and then Cortez actually got his jury back. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, for sure, and it's not me. It's not like, fuck, I got all the respect in the world for Cortez. Like I said, but you asked me why you think he might be or underrated. I kind of wonder sometimes how much that backstory plays into it. Not for me, but just maybe, you know, some people might kind of think he's soft. I don't know.
Hey, Phil, I think that you bring up a valid point. I think that what you just said is probably what goes through the majority of people's mind. And that's why I felt I had to elaborate a little bit more into them sort of situations. So much of battle rap is perception.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you hit the nail on the head saying that's probably why, you know, people have looked at him in that way. I really think that was a dope point, because I actually had totally forgot about that. The recent issue that I've seen is people were upset because he didn't accept that battle with Ryder. Now, I'll be the first to say I've never saw Ryder battle. I haven't. So I don't know that Ryder is good or he's not. The way I looked at Cortez turning that down is, after the resume that I have, you know, especially with recently URL not booking him much, or pretty much not at all. Last time I saw him, if I'm not mistaken, was the 2-on-2 with him and Math.
Correct.
It's like, why would my return to you guys be against someone whose name isn't up? So now, if you look at Cortez in the last 2 years, he's taken a lot of guys with lesser names without a problem.
Correct.
On so many different leagues and all of that. So I felt like, hey, for URL, I was a little annoyed with them. Like, how is that who you asked it for? Why? And correct me if I'm wrong. I know he's never been on a Sub of Madness, but if I'm not mistaken, he's never been on a Gnome. Am I right?
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
So it's like, hold on. You mean to tell me that man don't deserve one of those plates before you turn around and tell him on his way back he got to take Ryder?
Right. Man, I love you for saying that. I love you for being just the voice of just, you know what I'm saying, telling it like it is. Cortez, like I said, his resume is solidified. He battle-head Ice at the Lions Den in front of all them judges. That was, we all know what the result of that was. If you know about You know what I'm saying? At that particular battle. You understand what I'm saying? He got the Hitman Holler battle. It's a classic. Cortez has so many battles. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you what it is. There's a lot of setting up for failure, and at this point, I'm going to speak on it. You know, at the end of the day, you got these new niggas. Ryder, Jack Boy Maine, Twerk. I love New Jersey Twerk. We interviewed him a couple weeks ago. Actually learned a lot about him. You know what I'm saying? But you got these DMV cats, especially Jack Boy Maine and Ryder. They do a lot of talking shit. They do a lot of talking shit, but their resumes don't match to the shit talking that they doing. Now, I don't know if URL offered Cortez Ryder, but I know Ryder called them out on the timeline. You understand what I'm saying? Then Cortez on Instagram Live actually dedicated some time to watch the last battle Ryder had with Chef Trez. Meanwhile, Chef Trez won that battle. So Cortez was pissed off on the Instagram Live. He had me cracking up. He was like, "What the fuck is wrong with y'all? No, I'm not taking this nigga. No, I'm not taking this nigga." You understand? He said, "No, I'm not taking this nigga. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?" Yo, he was spazzing. But I appreciated the fact that he did. Like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? But, you know, I'm going to say this is what I feel goes on. You got these young niggas that get out here with no resumes, that be battling niggas on the bottom of the flyer with all they shit talking, and they call out these vets. You understand what I'm saying? They call out who they feel they want to call, because Ryder and Jack Boy Maine, technically, and this is what I'm saying. Yes, this is what I am saying. Bar Broad is saying it. They don't have enough buzz. They riding off the buzz of Twerk. You understand what I'm saying? Twerk carrying that team. These niggas don't have no battles. Twerk is I think the only one that has ever. He been on 3 Born Legacies and a Gnome and got that off just out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Off of him. He battled in Born Legacy 3, 4, and 5, and then got the Gnome. That has never been done by another battler ever. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all ride it, and he claiming he DMV with y'all. He ride on y'all coat. Yeah, they ride on his coattail. Now they have a situation where they offer. Okay, the young nigga, the rookie, whatever you want to call him, calls out Cortez. Now, it was a time where, like you said, Cortez was taking lesser names. Now, if it's a situation where Cortez would, I told him, it's a setup, don't take that nigga. Because if you take him, you understand what I'm saying? And even if Cortez will win, niggas hate on him so much that it'll turn into a debatable. And then what winds up happening? This young nigga that ain't got no resume get the debatable, not even the win, but the debatable over Cortez, and they putting the young nigga on a known now, or you know, with the next big event coming up now, and Cortez, you know what I'm saying, you the wreck dummy. Nah. Yeah. Cortez better not take him. That's the new shit these new niggas is doing now. They trying for a come up off of a vet. So even if they make it a debatable and don't win, you know what I'm saying, when niggas is talking about, you know, I actually gave him the win, or it was debatable, then Smack is calling these little niggas up, and they not calling the vets, no, you know what I'm saying? They disregarding the vets. So Cortez was right, don't take that nigga. That is a downgrade, it's a setup, don't take him.
Alright, Phil. Give you the last word, man, go ahead.
Like, fuck, when I see him, man, I don't think, I generally... when I see Cortez in a battle, man, I just think he's going to come with, you know, 3 fire rounds and you know, give a great performance, because that's what he does. He's very, very, very consistent. Another thing though I'm wondering about is he had a battle, and I actually got to go back and watch this battle, but he had a battle with Jims where there was a lot of hype leading up to that battle. You know, I think they're both like Puerto Rican. Are they not? Yeah. I think they're both Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of like sort of, you know, build up to that about the battle of those guys, and I think Jims won that battle, didn't he?
I didn't think so. I thought Cortez won that battle. Jims had a few bright spots, if I remember correctly. There were some people who felt like Jims won. I didn't think Jims won. But I guess we'll have to say it was more of a debatable battle, even though I didn't think it was. Cortez did say something in there that was kind of fruity, and he got clowned for it, which was very funny. But I thought Cortez won that.
That's a battle I like to go back and watch, because I do remember it kind of seemed like Cortez kind of died down a bit after that. I got his battle record right in front of me actually, because we're talking about him. And so let's see. So he battled actually, and actually I think Arsenal beat him too, didn't he?
I haven't seen that battle. They did battle a few months ago, if I'm not mistaken, but I haven't watched.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The battle. I'm just actually pulling. I'm going to pull up the battle right now just to kind of see. I know it was a King of the Dot battle, and I'm not sure if it was in Toronto or whether it was down in Boston or wherever. Sometimes they move around, but no, he Court's a great battle rapper, man.
Man, and that resume is crazy.
It is, fuck.
Yeah.
Top tier resume, top tier money. That's right.
Yeah. Check out the other podcast episodes we got out, and we'll holler at you in the next one.